An automated email responder helps generate AI powered responses to emails by understanding the context and suggesting professional replies. Now, using DeepSeek AI, we can automate customer support, business communication, and general email replies efficiently. In Project 11, we'll be creating automated email responder with DeepSeek AI. Now, why use an email responder? First, it saves time where it quickly drafts responses, reducing the manual effort, enhances professionalism, generates well structured and polite responses. It's customizable, it adjusts the tone and formality based on preferences. Consistent replies ensures uniform responses for support teams, and it improves productivity, frees up time for higher value tasks. Now let's look at some of the common use cases. We have customer support emails, which are automated responses for FAQs. We have business communications, which are professional replies to client emails. We also have job application responses, which automate rejection or follow up emails. Then we have meeting and scheduling emails, which are quick confirmation messages. And finally, we have the e commerce order inquiries, automated responses for shipping and refunds. Now, how the AI email responder works. The AI responder will receive an incoming email or user prompt, analyze the intent, and generate an appropriate response and provide customization options. Example, the tone can be formal or informal depending on who you're sending that. Then it returns an AI generated reply for review or direct sending. Now, some of the example of an automated email response here is one where we have the incoming email and the AI response. Let's look at the incoming email first. Subject is order delay. Dear customer, I placed an order last week, but I haven't received any updates. Can you provide an update? Thanks, John. So this is John is sending an email. The AI response will be update on your order. Dear John, thank you for reaching out. We apologize for the delay. Your order is currently being processed and is expected to ship within 2 days. You will receive a tracking number once it's shipped. Please let us know if you need further assistance. Best regards, customer support. There you go. Pretty professional. Next, let's go ahead and set up the email AI email responder. So let's build a Python script here to generate email replies using DeepSeek AI, and we'll follow our 3 steps. First, install the dependencies, then create a Python script, and then run the script. So let's go ahead, start with installing the dependencies. We need the same dependencies. If you have not installed, you'll have to say pip install request and gradio, and it will take a few seconds. Install it, and once we are done with that, I've already created a project 11 folder here. You can create a new file inside that. I'll save this file as email underscore responder.py. That's my Python file I've created here. And again, I'll start with importing request. Then I'm going to import gradio as gr. Next, I'm going to get my DeepSeek API URL, which is Olama URL, http localhost 11434 API generate. Next, I'm going to create a function to generate the email responder, which takes email content. And for now, I'm going to set the default tone to formal. This uses DeepSeek AI to generate an appropriate email response. That's the comment over there. So the prompt here, the prompt is generate an, depending on the tone, formal, or if it's informal, email response to the following email. And I pass the email content. Next, I'm going to say ensure the response is polite, clear, and professional. Next, I'm going to create the payload where I'm saying model is DeepSeek R1, prompt is the prompt that we created here, and stream is false. Next, let's go ahead and get the response by saying request, we'll use our library dot post to the Olama URL, JSON equal to payload. Next, I'm going to check if response dot status code equal to 200. If the response came back, I'll say response dot json dot get. Inside the response, there is a key value, and the key is response. If that is available, I'll get that. If not, I'll say no response was generated. Next, if there's an error, I'll say return error and pass the response.text, which will be probably the error message. Next, let's go ahead and test the AI email responder. I'll check if name equal to main, test email equal to dear support, I am facing issues with my order. Can you assist me? Very simple and straightforward. And then I'll give a comment here, print text here, AI generated email response, and then call the generate email response with the test email that we have created here. Save this. This is our end of step 2, and go back here and say Python email. So run the project, which is our step 3 in this particular case. So I'm running this, and now it's calling the DeepSeek AI and trying to generate an email for the email that we have received, which is, dear support, I am facing issues with my order, can you assist me? Now let's see what DeepSeek comes back with. And there you go. It took a few seconds. It went through the normal process of thinking about the message that we sent, and then it said, subject, assistance with order issue. Dear support team, thank you for your prompt attention to my query. I appreciate your support and assistance in addressing the issues related to my order. Please rest assured that I understand how important it is to have a smooth ordering process. So it looks like this is coming from a customer, not from, and I am saying, dear support, I am facing issues with my order. Can you assist me? And it's giving me a response as if, let's look at what it was thinking. All right. So the user has sent me this query where they want to generate a formal email response, email they received. So it thinks that they received the email, but I want to generate an email response to the following email as an support associate. Actually, instead of as a support associate, I'm going to go ahead and remove this following email, generate an formal email as a response from the customer support team to the customer for the following email. That's what I'll say. Go clear it out here, and then run it again. Okay, looks like this time it understood and says subject, assistant with order issue. Dear customer, hello there. Thank you for reaching out regarding your order. I noticed you mentioned you're experiencing some issues with it. Could you please share a bit more about what's happening? This will help us assist you more effectively and ensure we resolve the matter promptly. Looking forward to hear from you. Best regards, and your name. So perfect. This is how an automated email should look like. Again, as you saw, the prompt makes a big difference on how the response is generated. So you have to always be careful on what you add in the prompt. Maybe it will work sometimes, but just to be clear, you'll have to word it properly so the AI can understand what you're trying to do. Now that brings us to the next topic, which is creating a web app for email responder. Now let's build a Gradio web interface where users can paste emails and receive AI generated responses. So for this, we'll go ahead and modify the email responder.py first. Next, we're going to go and run the web app. So I'm going to go back here, and as usual, I'm going to comment this out, and I'll add the code here. I'll start with creating a Gradio interface by saying interface equal to gr.interface. The function is this generate email response. Inputs that I need from the user is in a text box, lines equal to 5, placeholder is place the email content here. Radio, next one is radio. Do you want formal, casual, or friendly tone? And that will be used as the tone over here. Next, I'm going to say outputs, gr text box, label equal to AI generated email response. Title, I'll give it as AI powered email responder. Description is paste an email and let AI generate a professional response. Close that, and then if name equal to main, I'll launch this interface. So that's pretty much all I have to do. I'm going to take the same email here, copy it, and then go back here, clear it out, run this project. Now once I have the URL, okay, I'm copying it again, so which means my previous copy will go away. Let's go back and copy that email, go back to my browser, and this is my email responder web application ready. I'm going to paste it here. I'll say give me a formal, or let's say this time I'll say a casual, or let's say friendly this time. Submit, and it's sent to that function, and it's going to generate a friendly AI generated email response right here. And there you go. It took a few seconds and it got me back a nice and friendly email from the customer support team to the customer, and it has this content here. You can use this, send it to your customer if you want to, depending on how you want to use it. Anyways, so this takes us to our next part of our project, which is enhancing the email responder. Now we can do more on the customizing the tone. We can modify the AI response to match different tones, like as we did formal and casual and informal. For formal, you can say, dear sir, madam, we appreciate your inquiry. Casual, we can say, hey there, thanks for reaching out. You can add more in the prompt by saying, write the email response here what we mentioned. Other than, I can also specify saying write the email response where it starts with a more of a formal tone or casual tone, depending on the tone that is passed on the top. Next thing that we can do is we can also have multi-language email responses. We can also say pass the language, as you've seen in the previous applications. We can say that generate. I can add a prompt more on the side. So let me show you. Can say write an email response in particular language that is passed over here. I'm not going to implement that right now, but you can say write an email response in a particular language that user has passed or has a radio button in this web application additionally, and you can generate in that language for your customer service team. Next thing is deploying an API. Now, to integrate the email responder into apps, we can deploy it using Fast API. For that, I'm going to go ahead and first make sure that this is saved. Go here, close this, clear it out, and here pip install. If you have not done this before, you'll probably have to do it at least once. Fast API and UVCon. These are the two libraries that we need. Once it's installed on your laptop or computer, what you do is you create a new file, save it as app.py, and inside here what we will do is we will create a Fast API endpoint. So let's go ahead and first import Fast API from Fast API. Next, I'm going to import request. Next, I'm going to create the Fast API app by saying app equal to Fast API function call Olama URL. I'll pass the Olama URL that we've used, and then now I'm going to create a post endpoint by saying @app.post, and the endpoint is email. Then I'm going to say generate email, and I'll pass you an email content and tone. So based on this, give me an email, and for that I'll say payload. The model as DeepSeek R1 prompt, and then the email, the tone. I mean, this is the prompt that I'm passing, and then the stream equal to false because I want all the text at once. Next, I'm going to say response equal to request.post to this Olama JSON payload. Return response.json.get response. So whatever is I get, I'll give it back to whoever called this API. So that's pretty much it. And here I'm going to say I'm going to run this application using this UVCon app:app -- reload. So save this, go back here, I can run this, and now my API is available at this URL. I'm going to open Postman as usual, put that here, email, and then what are the, so this was the endpoint, and I need email content. So I'm going to go back here and I'll see email content, and it was saying write a formal email response for this one. I'll just say how are you because we've already tested that, so why not just put some random text here. And it says method not allowed. Of course I did get. Let's change that to post, run it again. Now it's calling. If you see here, it probably gave me an error when I said get, saying that method not available, but now it's going to call that API with a post call and give me a response in a few seconds. And there you go. It thought about it for a few seconds, and then finally I have my subject reply, how are you dear recipient, I hope this message finds you well, and whatever. So I have my reply email generated from DeepSeek AI and given back to me in JSON format in API. So there you go. You were able to I hope you were able to implement this API and the application. If you had any issues or questions while implementing this, let me know in the messages and I'll get back to you. Now, just to go over summary of what we have completed today in this project 11 of automated email responder, we built an AI powered email responder. We created a web app for the interactive email replies. Then we enhanced the tool with tone and language customization. And finally, we deployed the email responder as an API for integration. Our next video will cover AI powered resume generator, where we auto generate professional resumes. So stay tuned.